Here we go. How can the one entity be in 5 billion places, taking care of 5 billion different questions if we ask all at the same time? Again, common sense, sound judgment indicates, and some are saying that our conscience is our local or permanent or individual personal God. Our conscience is spiritual. It deals in the spiritual world, meaning in the invisible world. Our conscience is what tells us to do or not to do what we attempt to do. If it's wrong, our conscience tells us it's wrong. Now, if we go against our conscience tells you not to do it, and you do it, this is stressor number one, remember? This builds up a guilt complex, because I'm not minding my God, my personal God, my conscience. Now, my conscience is what provokes or prevents or creates or is involved in producing consciousness, awareness of existing on this planet. Now, sometimes you start thinking, well, who assigned me to this planet? What am I good for? I came by the same method, by the same means, for the same purpose, and I know that my life is going to end someday. We're not here for a permanent stay. Our life is not eternal, our life on this planet. We know that we are right now, it is said, 5 billion. But we have not been 5 billion all the time. It's increasing. Now, where are these extra ones coming from? Maybe from another plane of existence, in same space, from another dimension. Some are saying that our set of senses, so-called physical, biological senses, sense of sight, sense of touch, and so forth and so on, sense of seeing, hearing, and so forth, sense of smell, and so forth, are limited. Limited to perceive information in a very limited manner. But again, let's say, for instance, that we are constructed of a certain atomic structure and able to perceive a limited range of the whole spectrum. Now, what about if other entities are here also in same space but created of a different atomic structure? Their bodies are, their buildings are, that we cannot perceive them with our limited set of senses. They could exist in the same plane, in the same space, but actually at another dimension. So some are saying that sometimes those entities in the spiritual dimension transfer from the biological and physical dimension, and sometimes this is why we are increasing, which means if we have more on this side, we have less on the other side. If we have more on the biological, physical dimension, we have less entities in the spiritual, invisible dimension. And sometimes, big wars, for instance, when great numbers are killed, they're transferred to the other dimension. So then we will have more in the other dimension, the spiritual dimension, than we have on this physical dimension. But surely, when we are where we are, we call it the objective dimension. And when we're not, we call it the subjective dimension. So when we are on this plane of existence, say it or call it on this side, we say on the objective dimension, and when we're not, the spiritual is called the subjective. But when we are there in the subjective, we call that the objective, and this one the subjective, because we would not be on this one and be on the other one. We sometimes want to think, if we use sound judgment, common sense, it does not make sense that only one entity should take care of the whole universe. Because if so, then why did this one entity, the so-called God, needed us to do something on planet Earth? If God could have done it by himself or herself, whatever you want to call it, then we would not be needed. So actually, we were created by a power known as God. We say as God, by a power known as God, to take care of the needs of this planet. Because God is too busy doing other things. I mean, that's a concept that comes through sound judgment, common sense. Another thing is that some have said there are many entities assigned by God to take care of other dimensions or planes of existence, like we have been assigned to take care of planet Earth. Now, those concepts, sound judgment, make more sense, really. Because let's say that the supreme intelligence that governs over the whole universe, we sometimes call it the highest of all high intelligences, the supreme high intelligence. Now, so intelligent that it takes care of other galaxies by assigning others to take care of them, like we have been assigned to take care of planet Earth. So some believe that this supreme intelligence that reigns over the whole universe has assigned other intelligences to take care of groups of galaxies, others to take care of one galaxy or one group of galaxies, or simply one galaxy, like our galaxy. And again, another intelligence assigned to take care of planet Earth. Well, this makes more sense, because that intelligence we call God, because it is connected to the supreme intelligence. So there is a hierarchy, some say, believe, there is a hierarchy of intelligences. Some lower, some higher. The supreme is the highest. But lesser ones are assigned to lesser obligations, or let's say narrower needs to supervise over, and one is assigned to take care of planet Earth. Now that could be the God we talk about. God told me so, God this, God that. But then again, there's 5 billion of us. Now these are concepts that are coming through sound judgment called common sense, and commonly called sometimes horse sense. So then, we need to look into a hierarchy of intelligences connected to the supreme God, or the supreme intelligence, the highest of all, that reigns over the whole universe. But anybody who is connected to that hierarchy is called God also. So regardless at what level, it's God. At any rate, the name is God. To those intelligences assigned or connected to reign over groups of galaxies, or intelligences assigned to reign over one group, not groups, one group of galaxies, and others assigned to reign over one galaxy, then again to one planet, then again to each one of us. So our conscience, we start with that. Our conscience is the connection to God. Our conscience tells you to do or not to do what you're supposed or not supposed to do. If you do it without your consciousness permission, or your conscious permission, then you are going to develop stress, and you're going to hurt your immune system, and before long, you will not be needed on this planet because you need to move on. You have not learned your lesson. So you see why sometimes we need to talk a little bit about spiritual concepts. We're talking about spiritual things, not religions. Religion is how you pray to your God. How do you pray to your conscience? How do you pray to this God that you think or believe is on this planet, or assigned to this planet, or the one that's assigned to the galaxy, or the one that's assigned to other galaxies? But why must you pray to the one assigned to the galaxy when you are not in another solar system, you are in this solar system? You want to pray to the one assigned to the solar system. You want to pray to the one assigned to this planet of this solar system. You want to pray to the one assigned to you, your personal connection to God, your conscience. So keep in mind that not to do what your conscience tells you not to do, and to do what you permit it by your conscience to do. And then you play it safe and keep away from strengthening keep away from creating the stress that hurts your immune system, and stay healthy, because healthy people help God, your personal, your planetary God, your solar system God, your galaxy God, the supreme God of the whole universe. Happy, because you're doing what you're supposed to do. Take care of this planet and don't destroy it, and try do your best to convert it into a paradise. And this is